All right, y'all, today is Veterans Day, and we're honoring all of the men and women in our armed forces and everybody here. At the Rickey Smiley Morning Show is grateful to you for your service, and online representing our hard work vets is the one and only Deputy Secretary of the Department of Veterans Affairs, the Honorable Mr. Donald Remy. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. I'm glad to be here on the Rickey Smiley Morning Show, especially on Veterans Day. So thank you for having me.
Man, thank you so much. First of all, let me say thank you for all of your hard work and service. And I guess my first question is, what are your office plans today to celebrate Veterans Day?
Well, first, let me say thank you to the many veterans, the families, the caregivers, the survivors, and your listening audience. I know that there are many veterans that are listening to your show today, and they're going to celebrate each other. And there are many celebrations of our veterans happening all across the country. Here in Washington, D.C. at 11 o'clock, we're going over to the Arlington National Cemetery, myself, senior leaders from all across the government, and we'll participate in a wreath laying ceremony for this 69th National Veterans Day observance.
That is wonderful, Mr. Remy. And, you know, this week we have heard from several lawmakers about the backlog of appointments for veteran health care. How challenging has it been to deliver health care in the midst of the global pandemic? And what is planned for the VA to catch up on claims?
Well, you know, we've been working hard throughout the pandemic, and I just want to celebrate all of our employees across the country that have worked through these challenging months to provide health care to all of our veterans, to provide benefits to all of our veterans all across the country. When many people weren't able to go in the office, our team went to the office. They went to our medical facilities, and they continued to provide care. With respect to the backlog question, you know, we're taking really proactive steps. I got to tell you, we're trying to process and reduce the number of veterans that are awaiting decisions. We're hiring additional staff. We're utilizing the American Rescue Plan Fund for overtime to ensure we've got timely processing of claims, and we'll continue to improve. We'll continue to improve, and we'll make sure that our veterans get the benefits that they've earned.
Well, good morning, Mr. Remy. Another major issue our vets are facing is homelessness and not being able to find stable work. What are ways you and your team are working to tackle these issues?
Thank you for that question, and good morning to you, too. Homelessness is a challenge all across our country, and to have one homeless vet is to have one too many homeless veterans. And so we've worked hard in many of our communities, but I'm so proud of what we've recently done in Los Angeles. Secretary McDonough, he visited our West L.A. Medical Center, and he met dozens, I'm telling you, of homeless veterans that were residing on an area that was called Veterans Row. That was a little encampment directly outside of our VA facility. And he made a promise to those folks. He promised that he was going to house those 40 or so men and women by November 1st. And guess what? We delivered on that. And so we're working hard to place veterans in transitional housing on campus, and we're beginning to process veterans to ensure that they have the resources they need to stay in shelters that protect them, recognizing that the service that they provided to this nation entitles them to that housing.
Now, we all know how important mental health is. And, you know, since the pandemic hit, we've heard about, you know, more about veteran suicide. So if a veteran feels that they need to talk to somebody or is having some issues, is there a number or somewhere that they can get help immediately?
Yes, we've got a hotline, and I'll get you that number to provide to your listeners. And I'm glad you brought up the issue of veteran suicide. I talked about not having one homeless veteran. We need to eliminate suicide, and that's one of our top priorities. And so we're working across the department. We're working all across the government. We recently rolled out a program with the Department of Defense. We're working with federal, tribal, state, local governments, trying to find innovative ways to achieve this goal. We've got to make sure that our vets have the resources that they need if they're having mental health challenges immediately when they need them. And I'll tell you what, a new poll data show that veteran suicide decreased, actually, from 2018 to 2019 with the total number of veteran suicide deaths. But still, there are too many, and we've got to make sure that we get the information out there that people need, and we provide the counseling that people have to assure that they can get information that will help them when they're in crisis.
And, yeah, that number is 800-273-8255, 800-273-8255. 55, and we're currently speaking with Deputy Secretary of the Department of Veteran Affairs, the Honorable Mr. Donald Remy. Now, a lot of focus is always on health care, but there's so many other programs and benefits available to our veterans and their families. What are some that are often overlooked?
Well, people often overlook the VA home loan program, right? We have a program that will provide opportunities for individuals to purchase their first homes. Sometimes people aren't thinking about the educational benefits. You hear about the GI Bill, the 9/11 GI Bill, where we provide opportunities for people to get education through the benefit structure where they can go to the university and they can have their educational expenses covered. There are benefits that provide for disability payments. Obviously, you mentioned health care. There are so many things that are available to our veteran community to help them when they transition from being active duty service members to being civilian members of our society. We want to make sure that we show them that we respect and we honor the service that they gave to the country. And so we provide a number of benefits to do that.
Mr. Remy, thank you so much for your service, and thank all of the vets. We really thank you for your service, and thank you for joining us this morning, taking time out of your busy schedule. Ladies and gentlemen, y'all give it up for Deputy Secretary of Veteran Affairs, Donald Remy. Thank you so much, sir.
Sure.
Thank you.
Happy Veterans Day.